Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. It's Jim Hacking. I hope you all are doing well. Today is Thursday, November 17th, and this is the 279th episode of the Immigration Answer Show, coming to you live from our studio office here in St. Louis, Missouri. We are getting ready to move down the street. This time next month, we'll be in our new space at 10121 Manchester Road as opposed to 10900 Manchester Road. We'll be moving across the street, down the street, into our new building. It'll be an eventful move. I'm excited about it. I'm glad you all are here. I'm glad we get a chance to talk about immigration today. I had a really nice chance to talk to the international students at Chicago State University on Zoom today about what their options are after graduation. So I had a good time with them. It was a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to talking with all of you. Looks like we already have some people in the waiting room. My friend Julia is here, and she's monitoring the board. We have decided to do a special show tomorrow. I don't think Julia will be here, but I'll be here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central. We'll do our last show of the week tomorrow at 2. Next week, we'll probably do shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll take off for Thanksgiving. But you never know. If you want to know exactly when we're going live, if you want to be the first one to have the chance to join our studio call, you should text this word, SHOW, SHOW, to 314-470-3300. I have a question for the people today. Here's the question. If I were to sell a course on how to get ready for your green card, how to get your case ready, how to file a strong case, how to develop good marital evidence, how to get ready for your green card interview, how to handle yourself at your green card interview. If I were to create that course, I've outlined the 30 stages of a green card case. If I were to sell that as a course, would you buy it? Would that be something that you'd be interested in? I think I'm going to create this in the spring. I think I'm going to create this for our clients and let that be an add-on. When you hire us, you get this free course that I'm probably going to sell for $2,000. And so my question is, if I were to, for those people, I want to try to help the people between those who just like our free stuff and can't really afford to hire us, and those people who can afford to hire us. I'm thinking about selling a course that would allow you to learn a lot of what I'm saying in sort of an organized fashion. You know, I have lots of videos and lots of content, and it's sort of all over the place. So my thought is, what if I put it all into a nice, concise course? You'd actually take a course. You would watch a video, you would answer some questions, you'd be getting ready. It would have checklists and tools and all this stuff to help you get ready. Now, we would give this free to the people that hire us. And I'm going to be completely transparent. If I make this course, there's going to be parts in the course where I'm going to say, if you have this issue or if you have that issue, you need to call me. Like, that's where you really need to be worried and scared and think about hiring a lawyer. I don't think most people should file a green card case on their own, right? I don't think that most cases are straightforward enough to hire without a lawyer. But what I will say is that we'll have things in this course, warning bells, alarms, like I made a video today that I know would be a topic that I'd cover in there, which is if you had a prior denial. If you had a prior denial, then you need to think about this, right? And so what I'm thinking is a dedicated course. I would probably spend the Christmas holiday making it. It's going to be very organized with, like I said, it'd be an online course that you could sign up for. If you ended up hiring us as your lawyer, without having gotten the course, we'd give you the course for free. If you hired us after getting the course, we'd give you a credit of some sort for getting smart enough to hire us. I do think most people should have a lawyer, but I recognize also that maybe somebody in the middle of Idaho doesn't want to have a lawyer from St. Louis fly all the way to Idaho. It's going to give me the chance to help more people. It's going to give me the chance to get more people on that road to citizenship. So I'm really interested to see what people think about that as an idea, if that's something that people would be interested in. So let me know in the comments what you think. I think it'd be stellar. I don't think there's a lot out there on the market for it. and I think that people would really like it, but I want to see what you all have to say. All right. Now, we are going to go ahead and get started. We've got the full hour. Let me go ahead and say hi to Ali first. He's got his mic going. Hi, Ali.
Hi, Jim. How you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. I'm honored to be here. I've been
Thanks for
waiting
coming.
for a few times, and today's the day, I guess. So I had a few little questions actually. I'm already in green card process right now, a marriage-based green card. And I just graduated from my master's in 2022, and I'm currently on OPT. So my first question is, first of all, like, can I start a job with my OPT while waiting for my green card? I mean, would that be any, effective on my green card process, or can I just like start right away with my OPT?
You can start right away.
Okay. And like, say that I couldn't find a job in that 60-day window for the OPT. I'm going to have to wait until my green card authorization comes to me, right?
You mean your work authorization off the green card?
Right.
Uh-huh. Well,
okay.
why are you saying to yourself that you might not get a job? You're going to get a job. Just say to yourself,
Yes. Absolutely. I'm applying for many jobs right now. I'm trying my chances, and I'm right now I'm in an interview process with a company actually. So
what's
I'm
your
hopeful.
field? What's your field?
Software engineering.
Yeah, so you're going to find something. No problem.
Hopefully.
So we're not going to worry about that. But yes, then you would want to wait until you get your EAD off.
Okay. Yeah, I was just making sure because, worst case scenario, I need to prepare myself. And then another small question that I have is that, so back in 2018, I guess, so I used to work with OPT when I first got my bachelor's here. I got my bachelor's here.
Sure.
And then after that, I start working. And during that time, I was extending my OPT with STEM extension. I'm pretty sure you know that. And then while I'm waiting for my new EAD card, and you need to also like update your driver's license, and they ask you for the EAD card for that. And I was waiting for my new one, so I could not update my driver's license in time because I was waiting for my new one.
Sure.
So in that little time period between the time when I need to update my driver's license, but I was waiting for my new EAD, I got involved in a small accident. The accident was nothing, basically. I just it was a very small accident anyway. But then the other person involved wanted to call the cops. So the cop came, and then actually I was right in that accident. So I did not get any ticket for that accident. However, I think the police on the record, he noticed that my my driver's license was expired, and I was called to the court for that, and I got fined for driving with a non-valid driver's license.
Sure.
So I was just wondering if that would affect adversely for my green card case like this one.
As long as you don't lie about it, you're fine.
Okay. I was just, not sure because it says that it's like I don't know, I have a screenshot of it, but anyway, it was just like I think it's a misdemeanor. I don't know what it qualifies.
If that, it's probably just a municipal charge. If they ask if you've ever been cited, you have to say yes, but it's not anything that's going to get you in trouble.
Okay. By the way, the idea of like you having a course is brilliant.
Oh, good.
I would buy into that, and I would definitely strongly suggest you to like design it, and then maybe incentivize the people who buy it for your services. That's a really good idea, and I'm definitely giving a thumbs up for that.
Awesome. Perfect. That's just the feedback I needed. Thanks, Ali. See you, bud.
Yeah. See you.
All right. We had some interesting comments. I like this one from Joe. Hey, Jim, if I'm going to pay $2,000, I would just hire a lawyer. That's interesting. Because usually we charge. Jamie was wondering how much we charge for a green card case. It's usually $5,500. So that's the difference between having us be the lawyer and having having the course. Navjeet liked the idea. Betty says that she'll buy it. Algebra says premium information. So yeah, Joan says it's a good idea. All right, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate Ali with Ali's feedback. Kick from studio. All right, let's go to Arzoo. Arzoo, are you there?
Hi Jim, how are you?
I can barely hear you.
Hello.
Much better, thank you. What's up?
Hi Jim, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
Thank you. I have a quick question.
Go for it.
Can you tell me about how long it does take the farm 485, like the maximum time? Can you tell me
Ah,
from
the,
the
the maximum time I've heard it taking 9 years. What kind of case do you have? Is a marriage
I
based case?
like I applied for farm 485, the adjustment of status under the child 21.
Okay.
I applied on February 2022 and I got my fingerprint in March. And after that, I got the RFE in June. And I sent back the RFE response back at the end of the June. From that to now, I didn't hear anything back from the USCIS.
So what is the basis of the green card? How are you applying for a green card?
I sponsored by my mom.
Oh, right, you said that. Sorry, sponsored by mom. And what is
Yeah.
your current status?
Like, what do you mean?
Are you on an F1, a B1? What are you on?
No. I don't have anything because I'm from Afghanistan.
Uh-huh.
I sponsored by my mom at 2019.
19?
Yeah, 2019. And after that, my case was approved like on 2021.
Got it. And then you came.
After that, I got my medical like on 2022, last year in Kabul. And after that, I got my interview date like 2 times. One times because of COVID-19 that was scheduled, and the second time when the Kabul was taken by Taliban. After that, I got an email from the U.S. Army. They took me in the Kabul airport, and after that, they took me in America.
Got it. So you were paroled in, and now you're applying for adjustment.
Yeah.
And how old are you right now?
I'm 22 now.
Okay. And where if you had a green card interview, where would it be? Where do you live?
In New York, East Medio.
And what did they ask for in the RFE?
They asked from the RFE on June.
But what was in the RFE? What did they want you to give them evidence of?
They asked about the tax. That was the IFRM like 8 I don't know what it calls that farm, but they are asking about the tax.
About the affidavit of support for your mom?
Yeah. My mom
Okay.
was, my brother was the
Co-sponsor?
yeah. My brother, no. My brother was the joint sponsorship with my mom because my mom is so old and she doesn't working. My brother is working.
Okay. I would say that you've got a couple things going against you for it to be going fast. Number one, your entry is sort of complicated the way that you came from Afghanistan. That's not the usual way that people come in the United States. So that's going to slow things down. Number two, you're from Afghanistan and they don't feel like they can do full background checks right now for people from Afghanistan. Number three, your case is in New York, and New York is slow when it comes to immigration just because there's so many people. So I think and plus you got an RFE. So for all those reasons, I'm thinking middle of next year, you'll have a green card interview probably towards the end of next year. It's going to be a while.
The end of the next year, like 2024.
23, end of next year. Like this time next year, I think you'll finish up.
Yeah.
It's going to be slow.
And I'm not sure about this thing because my brother was filled the I form and they sent the Chicago IL.
What do you mean?
They sent my all forms to Chicago IL because he told me that process is actually not taking so long.
You mean he sent it someplace other you're talking about the
Yeah.
RFE response or the original application?
No, the original I-form.
Oh, it's okay. They process it where they want. That it probably went to the Chicago lockbox. That's fine. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
And what about the advanced parole? I'm really sorry. I have another question. If I applied for advanced parole, like how long it does take? Because
I
I
don't
need
know.
to go to
Where do you want to go?
out of the United States
I
because
know
I need to go to,
where do you want to go?
because my brother is living in Norway and he has the wedding ceremony like on February
Yeah.
2023. I need to join it.
I vote. Sorry to say, I vote you don't leave till you get your green card, even with advanced parole.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you
Bye,
for
Arzoo. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was an interesting case, huh? Arzoo's got a lot going on there. That was interesting. I'm glad she called. It reminded me of a story I'll tell you guys sometime about trying to get a guy who helped the U.S. military out of Afghanistan. It was quite the case. All right, let's talk to Acosta. Hi, Acosta.
Hey Jim, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. So, my story is that I went to my N400 interview and I passed the interview. Up on the end, the officer said to me that a decision can't be made, so they sent me a N14 form stating
Yep.
that my green card, when I enter in the country, I got a 10-year green card when I should have got a 2-year green card.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That old trick. Yep.
So, but the complicated part is I got divorced, and I was married for 7 years. So that was 7 years ago. So they're asking now for me to do the
751.
the 751.
So what's the date of your marriage?
My date of my marriage is 2014 September 22nd.
9/22nd, 2014. And when was the start date on your your 10-year green card they gave you?
It was July in 2016.
So they should have given you a 2-year green card.
Yes, that's what the letter says.
Well, but we know that if you get your green card less than 2 years after your anniversary, less than 2 years, if you get your green card before your 2-year anniversary, then they should give you a 2-year green card and not a 10-year green card, and you're required to file the I-751. Right?
Yes.
So even though first of all, we have to understand a couple of things. Number one, I'm on your side, right? I hate them, right? So I'm on your side, but they're right. You do need to file an I-751.
Yes.
So you would be filing what's called an in our office, we call it an I-751 solo. So you're going to have to prove up this marriage. The fact that you were married for 7 years, that's pretty helpful. My question on these is always, do you think your ex will try to help us, try to hurt us, or just want to stay out of it?
Well, for me the thing that happened was when I entered in the United States, we didn't we had some problems, and it cost me to call the cops when she had tried to attack me to hurt me. So when the police had came, she told them that my name is not on the lease, but I had receipt that I pay rent there because I came to the United States with money. I migrated to the United States with my money.
Yeah.
So she took all my money and said that we would do a joint account, but because I didn't receive my green card or social and stuff at the time when I gave her the money, so we didn't get to do the account. She said we should wait, and when she attacked me and stuff, the police came. They said I have to find somewhere to go, which I didn't know anyone in that state, so I had to be in one of her family home. They took me in until I get contact with a family member of mine, and then I moved to a different state. So since then, I wasn't aware that the 10-year green card I got was what would be this problem when I do my N400
Wait, but
interview.
wait a minute. So you said that you were married 7 years, like you guys were together for 7 years, but it sounds like you didn't live together very much at all.
No, we didn't.
So why did it take so long to get divorced?
Well, when I moved to another state, we didn't get divorced right away. She get contact with me and stuff, and she asked for us to just get divorced. And we did the paper in 2019, and I got divorced in 2019.
Okay, so would it be fair to say that pretty much in the United States you never really lived together once you started causing trouble? Okay.
Yes.
And when you called the police that time, did she get arrested or a ticket or anything?
No, I didn't. They asked me if I would press charges, but I didn't press charges. But so what happened was the family member of hers came. They asked me not to press charges and stuff. I didn't understand, that it would, come back on me. So I didn't make a statement. Like they took statement, but I didn't file the report. I didn't get a report from the police, but I had called the 911 number at the time. So, they told me the other day when I called that I could still get a report from that 911 call if I remember the month and time.
Well, this just got a lot more complicated. Can you? I'm gonna mute you. There you go. Okay, so this just got a lot more complicated. You have a very thin marriage case, and you are now up against it because you're not going to have a lot of records of the marriage. You didn't live together for very long. You're not going to have much beyond whatever was filed to get you here in the first place, and you didn't press charges on the police case, so that means it's going to be hard to make a VAWA claim. So I think it's going to be tough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what the N14 wanted me to just file, even though it is complicated because this first they said it, I read something, I don't know if I misunderstand when it says about they would waive it, but I still have to file the I-715. So
waive what?
This they gave me a set of papers with specific instructions, and that I should file the I-71, but within 30 days, I would have to, when I get that receipt notice, I would have to upload it back to the field office in my state. So they told me to put that form on top of the documents that I would send in. The only stuff that I had was an insurance policy that we had at the time of the marriage and couple other stuff that we had together at that point. And I don't think she would want to work with us.
So it's a tough case. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes. So so my question is, where do you think I should go from there? I know I need an attorney because this case is not something that I can, do on my own.
Why don't you email us the N14 that you received? Why don't you email us whatever else you want to send me, and then we can go from there and we can see if we can help you. It's going to be a tough case, though, I'll tell you. And even though you say she won't want to help us, I'll still want to try to get her to help us.
Okay.
All right, send it over. We'll take a look.
Thanks, Acosta. All right, thank you.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right, that was a tough case. That is a tough case. All right, let's say hi to David.
Hey, Jim, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm David. I'm a DACA recipient. I live in Boston. My case is a little bit complicated. I just got married, and I do want to start my adjustment of status. Haven't started anything except like filling out some paperwork on, like, personally. I was brought to this country illegally through the border, and with my mom and my brother in 2004, and we crossed the border, and we did get apprehended by CBP, Border Patrol. They took us in, took photos, fingerprints, I believe. My memory is a little bit faint because we were so little. But then we got released on the same day and said that we had to return to basically like get deported back, and we basically just never did. I'm afraid that even getting an adjustment of status, it will be complicated when it comes to that, because I don't know if that deportation is still valid. I feel like it would be, but I was able to get DACA when it first came out. I was able to renew it every single time, and I was wondering also, I really would like to see if I'm able to get advanced parole, because I have an ill grandfather who's not doing so well, and we're afraid that his time is coming because he's also pretty old. I just don't want to have another family member go without being able to see them one more time. Like my mom passed away through COVID, and I was not able. It's all right. And I was not able to attend to her, her funeral and stuff like that. And I was wondering, even because I'm afraid to get advanced parole, and if I even get accepted, they don't see the fact that I was apprehended when I first came in, and then I'm afraid to go and then come back. That red flag will come up, and then I will be stuck. What do you think? Like, what's the best approach here? I know it's not an easy question.
It's okay. Have you ever done a Freedom of Information Act request from ICE to figure out what happened?
Yeah, I actually submitted that this week. I didn't know I could do that. So I'm waiting to get it, stuff back. I did call some number that will tell you like your immigration status, like if you had a deportation or a court hearing or something like that. And it said I did have one in 2004, but it doesn't go on about that. It only says like the date and where kind of I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to go, and that's about it. So yeah, that's my pickle. I don't know how to go above beyond that.
So you think there's a chance that you were ordered deported at that hearing that you didn't go to in 2004?
Possibly. I just don't know. I'm waiting to get this Freedom of Information Act. I'm trying to get all this paperwork returned to me, because I sent it, and then I'm waiting to get approved or something through USCIS.
Did you ask that of ICE or USCIS?
USCIS.
Yeah, so you need to do one for CBP, and you need to do one for ICE as well. And then at the same time, I'd go ahead and apply for advanced parole. Get that going, because that's going to take about as much time as the FOIA. It's worth whatever the filing fee is for the chance of you being able to do this without having to get a waiver. So if I were your lawyer, what I would do is I would do the FOIA for the other agencies. I would go ahead and apply for advanced parole. Are you already married, or you're going to get married?
I'm already married.
Yeah. So I would have your spouse file the I-130 petition.
Okay.
I would do that after I get the receipt on the DACA AP. And then I would go from that. Then I would wait. Then I would make the decision on whether or not to risk it and leave when I get back the FOIA from ICE, when I see what happened in 2004.
Copy that. And is this something that like your firm is able to help me out if we hire you?
I believe I was one of the last people to get a DACA AP kid into the United States before Trump shut it down. Like it was shutting down on a Monday, I think, and we got my client in at 5 o'clock on Sunday. So whatever the day was the day before. So yeah, we've handled several cases like this. It's an interesting case. we'd be happy to help you with the FOIA and stuff. That's the easy part, the advanced parole part, and then the marriage part. Sure.
Copy that. Yeah, especially that Trump just announced that he's gonna try to run again.
Yeah.
It's very scary times. So yeah, I'll most likely be sending you an email to see if I can, book an appointment with you guys soon.
Awesome.
And
Send
going
it
from
on.
there.
Thank you, David.
Jim, thanks all for your videos. And yes, I do also agree with the package that you want to put up
Awesome.
together. That'll be great. Great help for a lot of people. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.
See you, buddy. Thanks for the call. All right, what a nice fellow he was. Sorry about his mom. That my dad passed away last year, so I know that is not hard, or that is very hard, and I can't imagine not having been there. That would have been extra hard. So best wishes to David, and hopefully he can get squared away. The nice thing is, I think there is a path for him. I think there's a path, and so that makes me happy, because some people, there's no path. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Pictureclave. What's up, Pictureclave?
Hello, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I have some concerns and some questions. So I came into the US last year, April 30th, on a visitor's visa, B1, B2.
Yep.
So I spent like 3 months and I spent like 3-4 months and decided to change my status to a student status. And ever since it has been pending, but I received an RFE in August. I respond to the RFE.
What they asked for?
They asked for a new I-20. They asked for evidence of pictures that I came and do some like sightseeing, and they asked for a letter from the DSO stating at what time that I applied for the school, because I think they're hoping that it's after 90 days. Yeah, so I sent all those information, but
Yeah.
there was a little error with the because they asked the affidavit of support. So in one of the affidavits, there was a conflict. There were 2 names. The affidavit that was the person gave, so there was another name in there, but yet still it was notarized. So that was the only mistake in the RFE.
You're saying you said affidavit of support, but affidavit of support is something different. You're talking about an affidavit that supports what you're saying, not
Yes,
affidavit of
yes,
support's a financial document. Okay.
yes.
All right.
That
So
support what I
who
was
is
saying.
this? Who is this person giving the affidavit, and what are they saying in the affidavit?
So it's one of my aunts, and the other is a friend of mine. So my aunt's name is at the top, affidavit of support for this from this person, but my friend's name is at the bottom, saying that
So like you use the same
yeah,
affidavit form and forgot to change the name on the signature page.
yes, that was the only mistake I made, but it was still notarized. So that was the only mistake I made in the RFE, and it's been pending since August 29th, and I don't know.
I want to back up. Who told you this was a good idea? Because this was a really bad idea, what you're trying to do. Who told you this was a good idea?
The lawyer, the
What
attorney.
lawyer? What lawyer?
I took an attorney.
Are you sure they're a lawyer?
Yeah.
Well, they're a moron, because no one should be applying for change of status from a B1, B2 to an F1. Now, I will say that I'm surprised you got the RFE. Most of these cases just drag on. I don't think they're going to approve your case, and then you're going to be screwed. This was a bad plan that you should not have done. I don't think it's going to work. Fingers crossed that it works for you, and if it does, I'd be happy for you. But I think this was a dumb, bad plan from the get-go.
Okay, Jim. The second question is, so after applying for the change of status, 5 months later, during those times, I met a previous friend who we dated when we were in our country together, because we are the same nationalities.
Which is
So-
what country are you from?
Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So we got married in December 10th.
And this person, what's their immigration status?
She just turned a citizen like 9 days ago.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And she hasn't filed for you yet?
No, because I was waiting for her to be a citizen.
Yeah, good. And did you know this person back in Sierra Leone?
We went to school together when we were little, but we lost communication when she won the DV lottery.
When did she come to the United States?
She came in 2017.
So between 2017 and when you arrived on your B1, B2, you didn't really talk to each other.
No.
And it wasn't like, this is what they're going to think. They're going to think that you guys came up with this plan of getting the B1 and then the F1 just so that you could connect with her. But when did you start seeing her again in the United States?
When I came back here.
Like right away, like the first day you went to see her?
No. It took like 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So that sounds much better to me than the visit visa to F1 routine. I would not use the attorney who told you to do that. I would find someone else. It's an approvable case. The big issue is going to be whether you were sneaking into the country so that you could marry your current spouse.
I've been with my B1, B2 here before. In
Okay,
2019, good. I spent like 3 weeks and then I went back.
Good.
Before coming again. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think this is a winnable case. It's just you're going to have to be pretty detailed and ready to talk about all this stuff, and so is your spouse.
Okay. All right. So they're not going to approve the change of status.
Maybe keep it out there. Let's see what happens. Then you can call me back and say, Jim, you're dumb. That lawyer was right. But for the most part, that hasn't worked for like 5 years, just because they take so long in processing that change that your I-20 keeps getting outdated, and then they never get around to approving it, and then you're just sort of stuck here with no real status.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Jim.
All right. Thank you. All right. I always like it when our clients or when people are talking to each other. So David said, thanks. Going to get going on advanced parole. And our old friend and client, Robert, talked about how we're helping. And Robert and spouse, I remember, went to Peru and made it back on DACA AP, no problem. The only thing there, as Robert recognizes, is that we just don't know about this particular case. The only concern that I have, Robert, is the potential for an order. That's the only thing that has me worried. Because if there's an order, it would affect the advanced parole. It would also affect the ability to adjust. There'd have to be more done to get all that. So, but looks like Robert is aware of that. And David is glad that Robert chimed in. So we really like it when people help each other out, especially when there's smart people like Robert who know what's what. All right, let's say hi to Tio. What's up, Tio?
Hey, hello, Jim. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? I can barely hear you, so you got to talk up.
Thank you so much for having me today, and thank
Sure.
you for what are you doing for the immigration community.
Of course.
I know you like this name.
I do like this name, and I'm sensing. Do I hear an Egyptian accent behind that mask?
Yeah, I'm from Sudan, so we are a neighbor.
Oh, Sudan. Close enough. Got it. All right. Yeah. What can I help you with?
So, Jim, I got a couple of questions. So, I have a pending case at the National Visa Center.
Okay.
Okay. And 2 days ago, I become a U.S. citizen.
Nice. Congratulations. Where did you naturalize?
Pennsylvania, at my field office in Philadelphia.
Nice. And that's great. So how did you get your green card in the first place? DV or what?
I won the lottery.
Nice.
2017.
Okay. Great. Okay. So, and then the person whose case is at the National Visa Center, is that a spouse?
Yes.
Okay. And so now you need to notify them that you're a U.S. citizen?
Yeah. It's better for me to tell them I'm a U.S. citizen now, or it's better to stay in the green card?
No, tell them. They'll
tell
upgrade
them?
your case.
Because they suspended their phone number, so I just have to use the inquiry form to send a copy of my naturalization certificate.
Correct.
Do I need to send a passport with that or no? Because I don't have.
Don't wait for that. Nope. Just send them the. Yep.
Okay. So my second question is, in 2019, I have a good income. In 2020, I have a good income. in 2021, I just like 25K, and this year is gonna be the same thing, just 25K, and the required income is 23K. So and the other thing, National Visa Center, I got a DQ last month, so there is no problem with the National Visa Center. I'm just wondering, the officer at the embassy, when we get our interview, we gonna say something about this, or
Which embassy?
Saudi Arabia, Riyadh.
So I would say that it happens 1 out of 25 times that the embassy brings up the affidavit of support or proof of current employment. Riyadh might be one more willing to do that, but we're talking about bringing a woman here, so I think they'll probably let it slide.
Okay, because if you look at my 1099, I'm a self-employed doing GrabHub, Uber, stuff like this. If I look my 1099, I have a more on a good income, but when it's come to gross income, because I have to add my expensive, my liability and stuff like that, it's come down to 25K, you know.
Well, as long as you don't have any dependents, that might be close enough. And clearly it made it through the National Visa Center, so you're probably okay. I would be ready. I'd be ready to have a co-sponsor in case something happens at the embassy, but it's probably not going to come up. It usually doesn't.
Okay. And can I use assets? If I have a car, I have a stock market.
You can, but it's almost impossible to get them to do that.
Okay. So it's coming to my following question. I'm so sorry. I know there are a lot of people waiting in the.
You're fine.
In the room. So I want to sponsor my mom as well to come here. So can I do it right away?
I would, if you've already, you can. Yeah, you can. I would. Yeah.
I do it today, tomorrow, wherever time that is not a problem with that.
No, I mean the only question is if the issue does come up about the affidavit of support at the embassy, then they might ask, did you file for anybody else? And then she'd have to list your mother, and then that would slow things down. But I think that for now, getting that I-130 on file is a good thing.
Okay. So when I enter the United States, I have my birth certificate. My mother name is spelled incorrect.
How incorrect?
So she in her passport she got a 4 name. In my birth certificate, she only three name for her, and the middle name is spelled incorrect. So I send a copy of my birth certificate to my country to get a new one. So right now I have a new one with the correct name. Is that okay to use the new one?
That's a good question. They might think you're trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. So can I send them explain or something?
I would send them both. I would explain what happened, and I would include a bunch of evidence that she's your mother, like pictures of you when you were a kid, records from school. You're going to have to prove up that she's your mother.
Can I send like when I send money for here? Can I use that for example, Western Union?
Yeah, but pictures from when you're 7 are better.
Oh, okay, picture. So I'm sorry. I got a name change in my after yeah, in the M400.
Yeah.
So my also the old birth certificate, I got a 5 name, and new birth certificate I got a 4 name. So I took 1 name off to match with the naturalization certificate.
So all you're saying is that when you change your name, you just took out one of your names, or you took out one of your names and you changed your name?
No, I just took. I have 5 names together. Yeah, I took the last one out.
They can figure that out.
And I fixed the new one with matching the birth certificate, matching the naturalization certificate.
No, don't do that. Just leave it alone. Don't be playing around too much with forms. Just Don't go back and change your birth certificate to add your naturalization name. Just use your old name on that.
My old name, and that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, James. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Good luck. Yep.
Beautiful
Take care.
speaking.
All right. All right, everybody. We got a lot of people watching all over the country. We're always glad to see them. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to keep the party going, and I'm going to talk to Abdullah. Hi, Abdullah.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What's up?
I have a question. I got here through marriage visa, CR1, and I got my green card. And it was less than my marriage was less than 2 years when I first got here. And I received a 10 years green card instead of 2.
So what's the date of your marriage?
It was in July 2019
And when did you get your green card?
on March 2021.
So they should have given you a 2-year green card, but they didn't.
Yeah, it is like less than 2 years with more than 3 months, you know. And I have contact to the USCIS twice, and they told me that my case is closed, and I'm good.
That's not true. That's incorrect, and that's another example of USCIS saying things that are dumb. So, so just to be clear, before March of 21, you did not file an I-751.
No, not yet. I'm almost there, you know. Like in January, I think I will have to file if I am.
Oh, sorry. Right. Oh, the marriage was in 2019. The green card started in 2021.
Yes, issued.
Got it. Okay. So now that brings up an interesting question, Abdullah.
Yeah.
If you had contacted me back when you realized that, I would have had you not contact USCIS. I would have had you file an I-90, right? An I-90 to get a replacement green card and say, look, you morons, I was only married a year and 9 months. You sent me a 10-year green card. You should have sent me a 2-year green card so that they could clean that up then. But now we're going to ask them to do 2 things at once. We're going to ask them to clean up their mistake and let you file the I-751 that you need to file. Does that make sense? And so the problem is they're so dumb, they can't really do 2 things at once. We can try it this way, but I'm wondering if you shouldn't file an I-90 now.
I think it's late.
Huh?
Isn't it late if I file it now?
Nope.
I'm not sure if I can file it with the form I-751.
I'm saying I'd file the I-90 today, and then I would file the I-751 on time, like in February. I'd file the I-751, and I'd say, hey, I know it looks strange in your system. It probably has me down as a 10-year green card holder, but I'm actually a CR, and I need to get the 751 approved. Here's the receipt for my I-90 replacement. Please accept. The problem is they're going to keep sending back your 751 saying that you don't need it because they're so dumb they can't do math and they can't figure out that they made a mistake. So that's why the I-90 is free. You don't have to pay for it. Just say it was your mistake, but just get that on file so that you get the receipt. So then when it's time to file for your 751, you're ready.
And is there any possibility to reject the form for I-751?
Well, I think that's what I'm trying to avoid. I think that if you don't file the I-90 first, I think they're going to keep sending you the 751 back. It won't mean your case is denied. It's just they're so dumb they won't know to properly receipt it.
I understand. Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye, Abdullah. See you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it seems like we're having a big problem at USCIS with giving people 10-year green cards when they should only get a 2-year green card. We see this often. It's the second time today on the call, if you can believe that. Let's say hi to Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Oh, Andrea's making something. What are you making, Andrea? You making bread?
No, I'm making dumpling. It's a Jamaican dish.
Oh, man. I'm coming over.
Yeah. I have a question. I sent an RFE to USCIS 2 months ago.
Yeah.
About, cause I did my interview. I'm wondering how long will they take before they give me before they give me a decision.
What kind of case is it?
It's a marriage-based green card.
And they sent you the RFE after your interview or before?
After my interview.
What did they ask for?
Oh, I got in some fight.
Oh,
with
you
my
came on
husband.
before. You came on before and asked me about this, didn't you?
Yeah, but the thing is that my husband, he wants to leave, but he can't just, he wants to leave the country, but he just sent me to ask you when, because he's going away for a while.
You mean he's the U.S. citizen, right?
Yes.
Do you have advanced parole?
No, I don't have anything.
Did you ever apply for advanced parole?
I don't know what my lawyer did. I don't think she applied for advanced parole or work permit or nothing. I have nothing. And I filed my case here in a lot of months now, almost 2 years.
Which field office?
It's New York. I went to Manhattan.
Yep. And what did they ask for? They asked for the arrest record or the citation or what?
Just the disposition.
And what happened to the case? The case got dismissed?
Yeah, it was dismissed.
So tell your husband I have no way of knowing. Manhattan's slow, man. So it could be a while. It could be a couple months.
Everybody's going on a vacation, but they're waiting on me.
Yeah, well, you should ask your lawyer if they filed for the damn advanced parole.
I don't know what she did. To be honest, I don't know what she did.
Well, she should tell you. You can ask her.
I'm gonna ask her. Question: can I work with my with my alien number?
The lawyer didn't apply for a work card for you, or you don't know?
I don't know because I didn't get anything.
Most employers won't hire you with just an alien number.
Oh. So I have to sit and wait.
Or we could sue them, but you know that's going to take 3 months and cost you $5,000. So that's up to you.
I could do you. I could email you guys because, to be honest, I'm tired of waiting.
Giddy up. Let's go. Let's sue them. That's fine with me. Send me an email. We'll get on it tomorrow.
Thank you, Jim.
You got to send me some dumplings.
Okay. All right.
Bye,
Thank
Andrea.
you.
See ya. All right. Let's say hi to Nikki. Hi, Nikki.
Oh, hi, Jim. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing great. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question. Well, I need your input on something.
Go for it.
So it's a family-based case, and my grandma was the U.S. citizen, and she filed for my mom, and she passed, and we did a humanitarian.
Yep.
And it got approved. And then we had a second interview. Well, at the first interview, we told them she had passed. And so they revoked it, and we did the humanitarian.
Yep.
And then, hello?
I got you. I got you. I'm with you. I know what happened so far. Keep going.
All right. And so so we got a second interview after the humanitarian got approved.
Yeah.
And then my mom, my dad, and my younger sibling, they got approved. But then me and my older sibling, we got denied for CSPA.
Yep.
And so my attorney at the time, he sent like an argument to, I think, USCIS, and that was last year. And so like in September, I got an email from the consulate saying that my brother and I should come back for an interview because our case had been reaffirmed.
Nice.
So, yeah. So the thing is, I hear it's a good thing, but I'm on F1 status, and my F1 visa expires next year in January. So I want to know, do you think it'll get approved? Because I don't want to like take the chance, because the interview is on December 8th of this year.
So right now you're in the United States on an F1?
Yes.
And did the lawyer send you a copy of the decision overturning the prior denial on CSPA?
So what he did, he just sent us like what he had sent to USCIS, or I think the consulate. He had sent it. The thing is crazy because we didn't even get like an RFE. No, not an RFE. Annoyed. I think that's what it's called. We didn't get anything from USCIS after that second interview denial. So the lawyer sent his argument, and he sent it to us what he had told USCIS, and then a year later we got the email from them telling us to come for an interview.
Where's your brother?
Okay, so he was F1 as well, but when we went back, because it was consular processing, when we went back, his F1 visa had expired, so he's back in our home country, and that's Nigeria. So he's been in Nigeria since the second interview, which was like in 2021.
And as far as your F1 expiring in January, what does that mean? You're graduating or what?
No, so I started, when you get your F1 visa, they gave me 2 years. So I started school in 2021. I was actually supposed to graduate this semester, but I have courses that I haven't taken. So my I-20 was extended, but that 2023 expiration date is just from the interview, like the initial
visa,
stamp.
you're talking about the actual F1 visa stamp.
Yes.
When's your I-20 up currently?
So it's ending. They extended it till the end of next year, 2023.
So first of all, Nikki, let me just say I'm really glad you called because this is a great question. I know it's confusing for you and it's a headache, but it's an interesting question, and also you're very smart. And the reason you're smart is because you're suspicious about leaving the United States.
Yeah.
To go get that visa stamp after they did you and your brother wrong the first time. So if I were to be your lawyer, what I would do is I would want to see what decision was actually made on the appeal of the denial of your I-130s, on the Child Status Protection Act, right? I want to know how solid it is now that you're supposed to be able to come. That's number one. Number two, I would probably vote, if I feel that that's strong, I would probably vote that instead of going overseas, I would let brother go. First of all, I'd let brother go on December 8th and see what happens. He's already there. He can be the canary in the coal mine. He can be the guinea pig, right?
Okay.
And then what I would do is I would file for adjustment of status here in the United States and try to stay in valid F1 status while that green card case processes. It'll take longer, but it's safer. Now, if brother shows up and they give him the immigrant visa, then I might change my answer a little bit. But I, like you, especially when you're talking about Nigeria, I, like you, am very wary of sending you outside the United States when you're trying to finish your studies, when it could be a dirty trick. And they could say, hey, you got this F1. That brings up an interesting question. How did you get the F1 if you had this pending immigrant visa petition? Did they ask you if you had if anyone ever filed an immigrant visa petition for you?
Yeah. So on the DS-160, I put that we did get we were filed for by our grandma, but it got revoked because around the time I filed for DS-160, that was when they had revoked it because of my grandma's passing. So that's what I did.
So they're on knowledge. So they're on notice. So that's okay. All right. Well, I would vote. Yeah, Jamie says the embassies in Nigeria are closed. I don't know if that's true or not.
Just the one in the capital, but the one in Lagos is open.
Okay. So I vote for trying to do it all here, and I would wait. I mean, December 8th is just like 3 weeks. I would wait and see what happens to your brother.
Okay.
And Nikki, you need to know what happened on that appeal. You need to know how solid that directive is that you are entitled to protection under the CSPA, right? That's the whole shooting match. If that's solid, then you keep going to school, you stay in the United States, and you file a 485, you file for a work card, you file for a travel document.
So what he had said, the argument he had presented, he had said he used the approval, the new. He said like the revoked. I mean, when we got reinstated, the date we got reinstated should be the new approval time, and so that's what he used to do the calculation.
Yeah, well, that's good. So, but I that's great, and it's good lawyering, no doubt. The thing is, though, I want to know how solid it is. I want to know, is there a written decision that says Nikki is protected by the CSPA, the I-130 is valid, and she's entitled to an immigrant visa? That's what I want to know.
Oh, and how would I find that out?
You got to ask him. Say, hey, I want a copy of my file.
Okay. Okay. All right. I think, well, I the thing is also I had also bought, because he was telling me he thought it was a good chance, and so because of that I bought tickets to go.
That's up to you. You do what you want. I know what I would do. I wouldn't set foot out of this place.
Yeah, I know. All right. Well, thank you.
Bye, Nikki. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye. All right, Huli, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at, I think, 2 p.m., episode number 280. We'll be excited to see you then. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And Huli, thanks for womaning the boards. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. You're the best.